7 things smart women never do for a man. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 innocent things that women do out of good intentions that potentially can create a lot of problems. And not just problems for them, but potentially put them in dangerous situations with men. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Katie Wang. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I help smart, ambitious women attract and keep amazing men and have the hot, steamy, passionate, but healthy relationship that they desire. So let's get into it. Some of these points will be obvious, some won't be. So you will definitely want to watch until the end of this video to make sure you are covering all sides and not getting taken advantage of. I have worked with a lot of very smart, intelligent women, and they still fall into these traps because of the way us women are socially conditioned to be kind and nurturing and compassionate. And because of those things, we can end up getting taken advantage of. Honestly, no one else is going to do this. So you have to step up for yourself, right? You have to be the one to take care of yourself. Okay, that is the most important thing here. Number 1 is never have sex with a man because you think it's expected of you. I see some women think that there is a have sex on the 3rd date kind of rule, or they think that if they don't have sex with a man by a certain time, then he's going to lose interest. Then they feel this pressure like, oh, because he's being so nice, because he's given me all these gifts and he's treated me so well, then I probably, should give it up because I know men like sex and I'm interested in him. I don't want him to lose interest, so maybe I should just do it, right? So we kind of get into that frame of mind. The truth is, there will be men who will lose interest in you if you don't give it up by a certain time in dating. There are men like that. And I will say, like, if a man's going to lose interest because you didn't have sex with him, he's not your man anyway. Like, he's just flat out not for you. And it could just be as simple as your values around sex in early dating is different, and that's enough of a disconnect there, of an incompatibility, that I would say walk away just from that alone. Okay, like, you don't want to start your relationship off on this note, on this feeling pressure to have sex with him, because that is going to set the stage for the rest of your relationship too, and that doesn't sound like fun if you constantly need to do things you don't want to do just to please him, just to stay in the relationship. All right, so really be mindful of that. I see women not wanting to upset men, right? Not wanting to disappoint them, okay? Because it doesn't feel good to disappoint someone, to upset someone. You really want to ask yourself then, do you even like him that much? Because chances are, if you are debating with yourself on, trying to pressure yourself really into doing this so you don't disappoint him, then maybe it's because you don't even like him that much, right? There's this, like, you're trying to convince yourself you like him more than you actually do. And I see some women do this, and I see myself do this, where we get so enamored by wanting to impress someone, wanting someone else to like us, that we don't even kind of check in with ourselves and ask, well, do I even like that person? Okay, right? I remember, like, there are people that I've seen from a distance and that superficially I've really admired. There's something about that person, their energy, their poise, the way they carry themselves. I'm like, wow, that person, I admire that person. I want to be like that person. There's something about that person, right? And then I talk to them and I notice myself getting into this, like, wanting to impress them vibe, wanting them to like me. But then when I step back and really think about it and think about my interaction with them, I didn't really feel like they really connected with me, or they were really interested in me, or they genuinely liked me. Okay? And that's where we can kind of miss that. That's a really easy thing to miss, actually, where we get so invested in getting them to like us, we don't even notice that maybe they don't like us that much. And then if we really thought about it, we like this version of them from a distance, this superficial version of them, right? But then the actual person, when we talk to them, we actually don't like them that much either, because when we're interacting with them, the feeling there wasn't quite as like clicking as we would like it to be, you know? So that is something I want you to really pay attention to if you're not noticing you're doing that yourself. When it comes to sex, have sex because you want to, okay? Men want a woman who wants to have sex with them. Men actually don't want to pressure any woman to have sex with them. Maybe some men do. Okay, let's be honest. Some men maybe don't care at all because they're selfish and it's all about them. But a genuine good man want you to want sex. They want you to enjoy yourself. You want to also want that, right? So you want to only have sex when you want to, okay? Not because you feel pressured into it, whether him pressuring you or you pressuring yourself into it, because that is going to tarnish that experience anyway. You're not going to have fun anyway. Number 2 is you never want to be guilt tripped into doing something for a man. If you are a kind and nice person, you are vulnerable to this, because some men will twist things around and make you feel like you've done something wrong. You will agree with him, and then you will then be guilt tripped into doing that thing he wants you to do. The women I see really falling into this time and time again are women who are resistant to appear mean, appear like a bitch. Maybe his argument is you're lazy, you're selfish for wanting this, for wanting that. And you're like, yeah, he's right. I am selfish there. I am lazy there. And you feel guilty. You don't want to be that. And you're going to be more inclined to do what he wants you to do to show him you're nice, show him you're not mean. The real culprit here, the real monster in the room here is your own resistance to appearing mean, appearing like a bitch. Because if you just owned that, like he says you're lazy, he says you're selfish, he says you're a bitch, you're like, yep, I am. If you owned it, okay? You're like, yep, I am a bitch, I am mean, I am lazy, you would have no problems to say, okay, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. I stand by what I want. I know who I am, and this is what I'm going to choose for myself. You are standing by your side in that instance. And the reason you want to do that is because, again, if you fall into this dynamic when you're just doing things to please him against your own will, against yourself, you're going to be unhappy in this relationship. You're going to create a toxic dynamic there. You're going to be setting the stage for the rest of your relationship where you will constantly be like going against yourself to please your man, to please him. That's never going to feel good. You're not going to feel good. That's not honoring yourself. That's not building you up. That's killing yourself, right? Literally killing your own identity, killing your self-esteem, killing who you are. So to honor yourself, sometimes you do have to own the parts of you that you don't want to see. That is really important. Number 3, never go to a man's house unannounced or surprise him with a gift. Okay. So this is like 2 different kind of surprises. One is you surprise him with a pop in, just randomly pop into his house. Or the other one is you surprise him with a gift. I get it. You want to be nice. You want to surprise him. You want to do something great for him. It's coming from a good place. However, unless you know him and you know he likes that kind of thing and you have evidence from the past that he likes that sort of thing, then I would really advise you against this. Not everybody likes a surprise pop-in. Not everybody likes a surprise gift. I actually don't like surprise gifts. Like I told my husband many times, I don't like the surprise gift. Do not do it. 9 times out of 10 when he gives me a surprise gift, I don't like the gift. I don't like how he spent money on that gift. Like just, and now he's finally gotten it. After a few times of this, he finally get it. Don't buy anything from me unless you've got my consent. But I don't know all women are like that.
Okay, let me know. Do you like the surprise pop-in? I'm really curious. Do you like the surprise gift? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Not everybody likes to be surprised. The other thing is too, if you have just started dating him, you really don't want to do the surprise pop in. Okay, please don't go to a man's house unannounced if you've just started seeing him and you don't really know him very well, because that is just going to appear really creepy, stalkerish, like violating a boundary. Okay, please don't do that. Only do it for people that you've developed some kind of trust with, some kind of relationship with, and you know this is cool, right? Like, don't just do it because, you know, your family and friends, when you do that. When you're dealing with someone new, you really don't know how they're going to take it. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Number 4, you never want to go to a man's house at night unless you've at least met him 3 times in public and there is some trust built up here. I thought was obvious, but I don't think it's as obvious if you haven't dated for a while and if you're coming off of a like long-term relationship and you've never really had to worry about this and you just kind of trust people. Like, you do have to be mindful of this if you're fairly new to the dating world and meeting new men, okay? Because there are some really shady people out there, right? You cannot trust the men you speak to on Tinder or online apps, online dating. There is some really dodgy people out there. So you have to think about your safety. You don't know them. They are a stranger. And I know talking to them online can give you the illusion that you know them, that they're safe, they're like your best friend. But seriously, you don't. In particular, if you know you're really vulnerable, you're feeling really lonely, you're horny, you're emotionally vulnerable, it's even more important that you don't do this. This is how women can get themselves in bad situations, dangerous situations. Number 5, never ever lend him money. This goes for $5 for coffee. Don't even do that. Don't even like PayPal him. Why him $5 for coffee? Okay, do not do it. I wouldn't lend men money at all. There are shady men on the internet. There are scummy, predatory men on the internet that are looking for vulnerable women who are lonely, wants love, and they will sweet talk the woman, say whatever she wants to hear, and they will do that. Some of them will do that for 6 months straight. Right? You don't think they will go to that length? They will go to that length. Then they start bringing out their sob story. They need this, they need that. Oh, can you just help me out with a bit of this? And women fall for it because women, we will do so much for love. We will do everything for love. I think women's superpower is we don't have limits on love, right? We love unconditionally. A lot of women do. So, but that is also our biggest weakness, because that means then we will do anything for someone we love. We will murder for that man if we love him, right? So this is something that very cunning men will take advantage of, and you have to be onto this. You have to be aware of it. Do not lend men money at all. If he's asking you for money, you need to bail, okay? If he's asking you for money in any capacity, he's wanting a little bit of this and that, and he's spinning you a big sob story, you just have to kindly say, no, I will help you in other ways, but I'm not going to lend you money, and then see how he responds. Because if he's trying to scam you, he's not going to stick around. He's going to get angry, pissed off, and leave, right? And that's what you want. You want to see, is he genuine or is he a scammer? Number 6, never stay with a man who can't afford to buy you your own birthday present or engagement ring. I speak from experience here, and it's very sad that I speak from experience here. Like I said, women, we want to take care of the people we love. We want to shower them with all the love, all the gifts, all the things, if we have the resources to do so. If you're a woman who is making good money, earns more money than a man, it is going to be feel very easy to want to give to him, because you're like, well, I've got all these things, I've got these resources, I love him, so I'm going to give him more. It doesn't take much to give him, right? We're just like that. Where you know it's not good is if he has to ask you for money to buy your birthday present or your engagement ring. That's when it's like, hang on a second, there's something a bit not right about this. Hopefully you catch onto this before you reach that point. But just know if you're paying for your own birthday present or your own engagement ring, it's not good and you need to get out of that relationship. Please walk away. Number 7, never ever go back to a man who makes you feel emotionally unsafe. I'm not talking about a man who just triggers you once in a blue moon, okay? Like triggers your nervous system, but if he is triggering you every week, once a week, once a day, that frequently, that consistently is not good. We have traumas, we have things we need to heal from, move through. If your man is on board with that, he wants to help you heal, then I would expect a healthy amount of communication between you or your man, and to have some kind of protocol that you both take if you're triggered. Okay, so you know, okay, if you're triggered, you communicate it, and then there are certain things in place where you can calm your nervous system, settle yourself down as soon as possible, and same for him. But if that's not the case, if you have communicated to him time and time again, right, you're triggering me, right, you're making me feel this way, and it's like on a weekly, daily basis, and he doesn't care. He says he can't change. He keeps doing it. He's just really insensitive to what you need. Then I highly recommend you walk away. Okay, this is a guy that is just not capable of giving you what you need to feel safe in the relationship. And if you can't feel safe in the relationship, you don't have a good relationship. Right? You have to be honest with yourself there that this isn't working. I need to put myself first. I need to put my emotional and mental health first. I got to love myself first. So this guy isn't capable of giving me that, then I got to walk away. I got to put me first. One last thing women never do is use their feminine energy to pull a man close, to make a man madly in love with her and crazy about her. So if you're dating someone and everything's going well, he's a great man, he treats you well, everything's great, and then you notice he starts pulling away, he's doing the slow fade on you, then that probably means you haven't tapped into your feminine energy, right? When you tap into your feminine energy, you will trigger his masculine energy, his masculine essence, that provider instinct, that protective instinct, the chase instinct, where he just wants to shower you and adore you, okay? So that is like super important to know. If everything's well, but this isn't happening, it's probably because you're not connected with your feminine essence, or as much as you could be. So if you would like to know what your feminine energy score is, then I highly recommend you go check out my feminine energy quiz in the link in my description. That will give you a rundown of what your score is, so you can work on this, so you can bring men close to you and magnetize men into you, to have the best relationship you can with him. All right, so that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep safe, love yourself, prioritize yourself, and I'll be back with another video next week.